Thank you. Good evening. My name is Erich Pratt. I'm Senior Vice President of Gun Owners of America. I've also been a resident of Fairfax County for almost 50 years. I'm asking today the Board of Supervisors to take up a resolution making Fairfax County a Second Amendment sanctuary. So I have a question for each of you. Please don't count that against my time. I have a question for each of you. No matter what your party affiliation, tell me, is it okay that a mother who uses a commonly owned firearm in self-defense to protect her family should go to jail for 5 years? Because that is exactly what legislation supported by the governor would do. I could give you many examples of women using guns in self-defense, but here's just one. This from last October, Mrs. Jeremy King, 8 months pregnant, used her husband's AR-15 to protect her life, her husband's life, her unborn baby's life, by fatally wounding one of the 2 armed robbers who pistol whipped her husband at their home. But legislation in Richmond would impose a 5-year jail sentence on someone for using the type of gun that Mrs. King used, even though she was merely protecting the lives of her family members. That's the problem with many of the bills in Richmond right now. It's that they target law-abiding citizens who have done nothing wrong. When local police show up to investigate a self-defense shooting, they shouldn't be hauling away women like Mrs. King just because they defended themselves with a gun that the governor doesn't like. That is why I implore Fairfax County and the Board of Supervisors to do what 95% of the counties in this state have done, and that is to stand up for the constitutionally protected rights of law-abiding Virginians that are under attack. When a state starts denying the constitutional rights of its citizens, then it's completely legitimate for lower-level officials to step in and protect the people. We've seen this done before. In the 1800s, northern states essentially declared themselves sanctuaries for escaped slaves. The states prohibited their citizens from enforcing the Fugitive Slave Act, and they made it illegal to send African Americans back to their slave owners. Now, more than 150 years later, we applaud those states for doing that. We say, well done, because they defended the rights and the freedom of people. Likewise, I encourage you to make Fairfax County a sanctuary for law-abiding gun owners. If you do, people generations from now will applaud you because you stood up for the constitutional rights of citizens in this county. So please, I would beg you, put aside the partisan differences, uphold your oaths of office by standing for the Constitution, standing for freedom, and make this county a Second Amendment sanctuary county. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to our next speaker.